Take a slow breath before we begin. Wherever you are right now, sitting, walking, lying down, allow your body to soften just a little. Today, I want to speak to a question that many sincere hearts carry silently. A question that rarely gets asked out loud. If I am walking a spiritual path, if I am praying, remembering, trying to live rightly, then why do I still feel unsuccessful in life? Why do small things not work out? Why do efforts fail? Why does devotion sometimes feel like struggle instead of support? If you have ever felt this way, this episode is for you. Let us begin gently, without judgment. Failure does not mean you are doing something wrong, and devotion does not mean life will suddenly become smooth. This misunderstanding has caused more quiet suffering than almost anything else on the spiritual path. We assume that if we are sincere, life should reward us quickly, that faith should cancel difficulty, that prayer should guarantee comfort. But life does not work that way, and grace is far more intelligent than our expectations. First, let us clear a very important confusion. We often say, "I am failing to get food, clothing, and shelter." But if we look honestly, is that really true? Have you truly been without air? Have you truly been without water? Have you truly been without the basic force that keeps life alive? Even on our worst days, breath still arrives. Even in our hardest seasons, the heart keeps beating. This is not accidental. Across the entire universe, humans, animals, birds, insects, no being is left without sustenance. Birds are not taught how to build nests. Animals are not trained in survival. Yet each one knows exactly how to live. This intelligence is already taking care of you. So what feels like failure is not the absence of life's support. It is the non-fulfillment of desires, not needs. We don't just want food. We want a certain kind of food. We don't just want clothes. We want a certain quality of clothes. We don't just want shelter. We want a certain status of shelter. And when these specific expectations are not met, we call it failure. But life has not failed you. Your expectations have simply run ahead of reality. Now let us speak about karma. Karma is often misunderstood as punishment, as fate, as something cruel or unfair. But karma is not a god. It is not an enemy. Karma is simply memory. It is the echo of past actions returning as present circumstances. When someone walks a righteous path today, but still faces difficulty, it does not mean devotion is ineffective. It means old momentum is still moving. Imagine pushing a heavy wheel for years. Even if you stop pushing today, the wheel does not stop instantly. It slows down gradually. Devotion does not immediately stop the wheel, but it prevents the wheel from crushing you. This is the difference. Here is a truth few people tell you. Spiritual practice does not remove struggle overnight. It gives you strength to pass through struggle without breaking. When devotion begins, old karmic patterns often resist dissolution. They rise, they test, they challenge. Not to destroy you, but to be completed. Spiritual practice is fire, and fire does not negotiate with impurities. It burns them. So when difficulties appear, even after prayer, it does not mean prayer has failed. It means something old is being purified. This is why good people sometimes suffer deeply. Not because they are wrong, but because they are strong enough to face what must be resolved. A shallow effort cannot undo deep karma. Transformation requires depth, patience, and courage. Small effort brings small change. Steady effort reshapes destiny.
Now listen carefully to this part. Do not expect every effort to succeed immediately. If something fails once, try again. If it fails 10 times, try again. If it fails 100 times, try again. Not with anger, not with bitterness, but with steadiness. Because no sincere effort is ever wasted. One day, quietly, resistance collapses, and success arrives, not as a reward, but as a natural outcome. There is a powerful story that illustrates this truth, the story of Sudama. Sudama was poor, yet inwardly rich. He had no demands from the divine, not even a thought of asking. His devotion was innocent, not transactional. And because he had no desire, even abundance hesitated to arrive. Grace does not rush where demand is absent. Only when a small opening appeared did life overflow. This is a profound paradox. The less we demand, the more freely grace flows. This does not mean we deny our needs. It means we release bargaining. Prayer is not a contract. Devotion is not a business deal. True devotion says, even if I receive nothing, I will remain. And when that attitude stabilizes, life rearranges itself in unexpected ways. Now let us talk about failure itself. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a stage of the journey. Just as a traveler experiences heat, cold, rest, and fatigue, the seeker experiences ups and downs. If you cling to one stage, you forget the destination. Failure humbles. Failure refines intention. Failure builds endurance. If you run from failure, you also run from the strength it is creating within you. Your present failure is not the end. It is the shape your future success is taking. But there is one real danger we must acknowledge. When struggle leads to unethical action, violence, dishonesty, exploitation, the burden multiplies. Old karma plus new wrongdoing creates chaos. This is why discernment matters. Even in hardship, integrity protects the future. Temporary suffering with righteousness is far safer than temporary gain through wrong action. Do not sacrifice your conscience for comfort. Comfort passes. Character remains. So what actually protects us from being crushed by karma? 3 things: understanding, devotion, and surrender. Understanding helps us see why things happen. Devotion gives emotional strength. Surrender releases the obsession with control. Together, they create an inner refuge. When we stop blaming fate and start understanding cause and effect, helplessness dissolves. When we stop demanding outcomes and deepen practice, frustration softens. When we stop fighting reality and align with truth, peace emerges. Here is a reassurance you need to hear today. You are not forgotten. No being in this universe is abandoned. From the smallest insect to the greatest king, sustenance flows according to need. The idea that life has turned away from you is not humility, it is misunderstanding. Life itself is proof of care. The challenge is not survival. The challenge is trusting timing. So if today has not brought success, do not conclude the story. Tomorrow still exists. If this effort did not bear fruit, another will. No sincere action ever goes empty. Faith is not blindness. Faith is walking forward even when clarity has not arrived yet. Let us end with this quiet reminder. Success will come. Failure will come. Both will pass. What remains is the inner alignment you are building. Live rightly, practice sincerely, release obsession with results, and trust this. If you keep walking with patience, One day you will look back and realize that nothing was wasted, not even the struggle. Thank you for listening. Take a slow breath and carry this calm forward into your day.